Garcia is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you to all the witnesses for being here this morning, and I want to give a special welcome to the Comptroller, because as a former elected city controller in Houston, I know the role, I know the business, and I know how busy you are, but thank you for taking the time for being here. And I also want to personally thank you for standing tall with the immigrants showing up to court in immigration court in New York. Like you, I've done that too. I've gone to visit our Houston immigration courts, and it is just shameful what the current felon in the White House is doing to keep people from their day in court. So thank you for that too.
Thank you.
But tell me, this kind of silencing and criminalization of almost everything, I mean, I'm where Mr. Kasten is. It's like, why are we going through all this? You know, why are we spending so much time on something when, frankly, all these lawyers at the table could just advise their clients to go private? If you don't want to deal with pesky shareholders, then go private. Then you don't have to worry about it. But no, they want it both ways. They want the dollars, they want the investment, and they want the control. But why is Wall Street just trying to push shareholders out? I mean, what are these companies not rich enough?
The companies are doing well, the CEOs are doing well. I thought $56 billion was an extremely excessive CEO compensation. I never would have dreamed they would propose $1 trillion of executive compensation. It boggles the mind, but I
Could you just repeat that? I think everybody who's watching needs to understand the number of zeros involved in that when people are just worried about the cost of housing, the cost of healthcare, and the cost of even buying pens and pencils for their kids to go back to school.
Yeah. So this is a board. So Elon Musk sought a pay package of $56 billion, which was by enormous amounts the largest CEO executive compensation ever, even though he wasn't working full-time at the company, which any board would expect their CEO to work full-time at the company for $560,000, much less for $56 billion. There was some objection from investors, so they re-domiciled the company in Texas. They are seeking to prevent shareholders from bringing shareholder resolutions. They are seeking to prevent shareholders from bringing securities litigation if their rights are violated. And now they are proposing to give him a $1 trillion payout, which I can only believe is like both to enrich him, but also to stick it in the eye of every hardworking person in America.
Well, I think it does, and you know, it's not a bad part-time job. Where do I sign up? You know, and it just baffles me that things like a shareholder proposal to get a report on the use of child labor law would be considered, you know, outrageous, or a proposal for a company to conduct a health and safety audit regarding employee working conditions. I mean, I've seen so many of these. I mean, the words that are being used at this hearing: activists, out of control. I mean, if shareholders can't have a voice because they've invested in a company, well, then who can? Because again, if you really don't like the pesky investor, and I'm calling them pesky in a very gentle, dear way, then go private. And there's an exception for all this, isn't there? That things that are seen as harmful disruptions that distract from the core business. And I really, you know, the economic relevance exclusion. I mean, who decides what's relevant or not?
So the SEC sides with management 68% of the time when management objects to shareholder proposals. So I would think, if anything, the balance might be tipped a bit in the favor of shareholders, not further to the CEOs.
Because I certainly would consider, if a business was starting in Houston in a flood-prone area close to the waters, you know, they should disclose and really reconsider, and would support a proposal for them to reconsider if we know that Houston gets hurricanes and floods. And it's something also that they should disclose in their IPO, shouldn't they?
Of course.
So that's, to me, just makes common sense.
Almost all of this is about disclosure. Even on DEI, you know, we brought resolutions asking people to disclose their EEO-1s, which they're already giving to the government. So give them to shareholders well. Most now do. Disclose the matrix you use for determining who's on your board. The idea that that is overreach when it's simple investment, simple information investors use, I don't understand.
Gentlewoman's time has
Thank you, Mr.
expired.
Chairman. I yield back.
The gentleman from South Carolina